Hi, I'm Tammy Beilstein. Welcome to Tammy's Window on Calaveras. Today I have with me an author. His name is Stuart Manners. He has written 2 books that I know of that he's here to talk with us about. Such a nice man. I've talked with you for a little bit on the phone, and I'm so happy to have you here. So tell us all, Stuart. I want to know where you're from, a little bit about yourself. Do you live in Calaveras?
I do live in Angels Camp.
Angels Camp.
I was born and raised in the East Bay.
Okay.
And in 1969, I moved this way and been there ever since. When I got up here, I was sort of looking for a wife.
Is Angels Camp known for having ladies available?
No, we got down to 33 women in the whole county. No, I'm just kidding, more or less. And very happily found the right thing.
You found a keeper.
Yes,
Good.
yes. Yeah.
What is your wife's name?
Her name is Norma Manners. And she passed away 3 years ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes, well.
Oh, but you had a long life together. Yeah.
Yes.
You're 90, right? Is that what you told me the other
90,
day?
yes, right.
Wow. Looking good, Stu.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because when it comes to history books and that kind of thing, there's lots of dates in there, and you may ask a question about dates and other information that escapes me at 90.
Oh, sure.
So there's a lot of vacancies up here. So.
Oh, don't worry about that. I can't even remember what I had for breakfast, so don't worry about that. Now, the books that you wrote, are they about your life in Angels Camp, or are they about Calaveras history in general?
They're both about the history of Angels Camp in one book, and the history of the other cities and villages in the other book.
Okay.
So, no, they're not about me.
Okay, none of your personal stuff in there?
My personal what?
Your personal life. No personal life in these books?
No.
Okay.
No, not a bit.
I have to go to the tabloids to find that then, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So you were born and raised in the Bay Area. What was it that made you actually want to come to Angels Camp? Did you know someone who lived here?
No.
No.
I did not. Yes and no. An old college buddy of mine, they live up in Arnold, and they were sort of migrating this way. He was beginning to build his house up there, and so I did come to visit them once in a while.
Right.
And I fell in love with the county. It's such a pretty county.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Very, very pretty. And I wound up in Lake My Pines and lived there for 4 years. Did I say I came up in 69?
Yes.
1969. Lived there for 4 years, and then moved back down. I got tired of the mud and the ice and the snow and all that.
Yeah.
Moved down here to Angels Camp after that.
Yeah, not so much snow to deal with and all of that.
No.
What kind of work did you do?
Did I?
Yeah.
During my career, during my life, I was mostly in travel. I operated tours. I had a tour company that I put together, and I ran tours to Mexico and the tours on the train.
Really?
It was very interesting. I'm a rail fan. I love trains.
Yeah.
And so I put together that company and I ran 102 two-week tours to Mexico, all through Mexico.
Wow.
And just enjoyed the heck out of that. And
are those tours still available?
Just about to get to this downside.
Okay.
The Mexican government sold all their passenger train equipment and went out of the passenger train business.
Oh, no.
They got lots of freight trains down there.
Okay.
So that obviously just ran me out of business.
Sure. You're out of luck, yeah.
But that was all right. Things were winding down. I had just built up a very nice business, and I love Mexico. Love Mexicans.
Yeah.
They are so nice, and they're courteous and helpful. Golly. And so I'm missing that, and I just decided after that to retire, and I retired.
So is that when you started writing? Was after you retired?
I started writing. When I came up here, I fortunately became friends with several people that were very helpful to. They didn't ask me to be an author, but they let me know that they had tons of information.
Yeah.
Because they were almost all of those people were born in Angels Camp, and they're all in their 80s and 90s, and they talked a lot about this, that, and the other, and I put it all together and thought to myself, well, now, that would be fun to write a book on that. I guess a lot of people say that.
Right, I was going to say that a lot of people say that, or people say, oh, you should write a book, but no one really does, but you did.
Exactly, yes. But I had some training. A job that I had earlier was as a typesetter.
Okay.
So I was able to, in the new computer typesetting genre, I was able to set type for the whole book. And I was also a graphic artist in a sense, and had a lot of training with what you do to write a book. And
very good.
So my book is 99% perfect.
Yeah? And it sounds like you did it all yourself.
I did the whole thing myself.
Wow.
Yeah. I did all that. I'm self-published, and that helps a lot.
Yeah?
Trying to get a little profit out of it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about each of your books, but where can people find them? If you're self-published, does that mean that are they available in any bookstores or exclusively online?
I have about 40 dealers in the county.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Self-published, I gotta get out and hustle.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody else to hustle to move the books.
Yeah.
So just about every busy business in the county, not so much in the North County. North County, Highway 26 corridor in St. Andreas and that kind of thing. Although I do have them in the county museum. Okay. And they are also over here. Where else have I got them? That's about it over in this part of the county. Okay. But over in St. Andreas, in Angels Camp, they're in all the big grocery stores.
Oh,
and all
Are
that
they in the visitor center?
Yes.
Awesome. That's perfect.
They sell jillions of them.
I bet.
Yeah. I'm very happy to have them as a dealer.
Oh, for sure. Now, if someone doesn't live right nearby one of these places that sells one of these in that part of the county, can they buy them online?
Online, yeah.
Okay.
They can shoot me a line at my email address, and I'd be glad to get them a book. Put it in the mail the same day if possible.
Oh, perfect. I see your email address on the screen, purdyroad@goldrush.com.
Yeah.
That is so funny. My grandmother used to say pretty as Purdy.
Oh,
you know? That's so cute.
Purdy Road.
Purdy.
Purdy Road at goldrush.com.
Goldrush, okay. Now, I want to, let's start with this one closest to you here. The sites in history of Arnold Murphy's and copper along the Ebbets Pass corridor. Do you want me to read all of these towns so everyone know who's included?
You can do as you please, whatever.
I will. It'll take me a sec, but I'll do it.
Please
so
do.
we can include them. Including Telegraph City, Copperopolis, Angels Camp, Vallecito, Douglas Flat, Murphy's, Forest Meadows, Hanford Hill, Hathaway Pines, Avery, Arnold, White Pines, Big Tree State Park, Dorrington, Camp Connell, Tamarack, Bear Valley, Lake Alpine, Ebbets Pass, Silver Mountain City, and Markleyville. You've hit all that in here.
That was a lot of fun writing that book because
Oh, I like the photos. I mean, I'm sure I didn't get a chance to read it, but these stand out to me. Really neat old photos you have in here.
there's about there should be about 40, 45, maybe 50 photos in there.
Oh, I love it. So tell me about this book here.
Well, that starts my main thrust in those books is those three cities: Arnold, Murphy's, and Copper. Down at Copper, I developed the history of the four main efforts that have gone on in Copper over the years, in the entire history of that area, and including copper, the development of copper, the asbestos, the tourism that's down there, and a lot of other stuff. And then Angels Camp, of course, that's just a general history of the city and its goings on since the day that Henry Angel got there and opened his store. And Murphy's, of course. Murphy's is such a popular tourist spot.
Sure is.
All the stuff around the Murphy's Hotel, that Murphy's Hotel is, I find the history of that is just fascinating.
Oh, I love that place.
It's nice.
It's so neat to be in there.
And then Arnold, of course, it's a very young city, probably didn't amount to anything roughly about 1960, 61, 62, something like that. Now, I hope nobody writes me. Don't send your mail somebody else. Then all the little villages in between, they're all so important in this county.
Right.
I think places like Hanford Hill. I venture to say that probably 90% of the people in the county don't even know Hanford Hill. I mean, where it is.
I've never heard of it.
Yes.
Where is it?
Oh, it's right across the street from, across the highway from, it was between Red Apple and Murphy's. And it's right across the street from Forest Meadows.
Okay, and why did you want to write about that place?
Because, number one, it's a place. Important. Number two, it's got people who live there. That's their home. It has a little, Hanford Hill has a little action, historical action, that has been developed over the years. And these days, it's very quiet and very, very, very nice place to live. It's a lot of open area in Hanford Hill. Then, of course, Red Apple. Oh boy! If you have a yen for apples at all, there's just a little apple store there. They do pies and turnovers and all kinds of stuff. They sell all kinds of fruit there, and I have new operators. Lloyd and his wife operate that, and the Darby family is no longer in it.
That is a popular place, though. Everyone loves that place.
Yeah, they do good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff.
They do.
Now, looking at your book here, the Blagan or Blagen, how do you pronounce it?
Blagan.
Blagan Lumber
Blagan
Company
Lumber.
Mill. Is that still around? That's one of these pictures that is just outstanding to me.
Blagan?
The working mill there.
The Blagan Lumber Company operated right up till, and I think I have this date right,
1962 is when the photo closed in 1962.
62?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, that's when it closed.
Yeah.
They tore everything down. It's not there. It doesn't exist anymore. That was that was the biggest lumber mill in the county ever.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing. I spent quite a bit of time on Blagan in there. They came down from a lumber area up north from here, maybe about 50 miles or 100 miles, and they had been operating up there for 60, 70 years. Mm-hmm. And they decided they'd run out of maybe standing timber or something like that. I don't know what they ran out of, but they decided to move. And Frank Blagan came down here and got all set up quietly in Arnold, leasing some lumber or timber, and so he could bring his mill down. And he brought his mill down on 4 trucks. Took them 4 days each, and you see the picture. It's quite an operation there.
Huge.
And they set up and just did very well. And
so why did they go out of business? It looks like a gigantic organ. They probably employed so many people.
I don't know exactly why they went out of business, but you can pretty much count in the fact that they run out of standing timber.
Oh,
they have nothing to saw.
Right.
Now there's lots of trees around, trillions of them, but they're not available.
Oh boy.
You gotta get in there and kind of make a reservation for those trees. Otherwise, you can't cut them down.
Oh, I'm glancing at some of the detail you have in here. This is really neat. All the way down to how much the people were paid, how much land on these certain businesses and these homes. Where did you find all these photos? That must have taken forever.
Contact people that I had previously I knew I was going to write this book, and previously been in contact with. Do you have any photos on such and such? I would ask a person.
Yeah.
And after that was just a casual question, and after some time, I finally said it's a go.
Yeah.
And sat down and started writing.
Oh, that's so, well. They really enhance the book. They're great. So this one is the sites and history of Arnold Murphys and copper along the Ebbets Pass corridor.
That's it.
Look for this. Now tell me about this one.
Okay.
Which one did you write first?
One other thing.
Oh yeah,
if that's
sure.
all right, if you don't mind my.
Of course.
I've got all of the ghost towns of Calaveras County in here. There are 5 ghost towns. Darn it, I can't remember the 5th one, but.
Which do you remember?
Oh, well, I can remember the one that went underwater, under the dam, and in the lake at New Maloney's. That was called Maloney's, a little village in Maloney's.
Really?
Yeah. And another ghost town in the county that is no longer operating is Telegraph City, which is at the bottom of Highway 4, just before the flatland. It has some foundations in it.
Okay, but that's about
that's
it.
That's the picture of this beautiful, beautiful house. Oh, I can't find it. You're looking for stuff in here. I get all twisted up. And where are some others? Well, there's one over Paloma Way, and I don't know much about that one.
Okay.
But I know there's one over there, and there's, it slips my mind, but all these little villages have some important history in them. Telegraph City, Vallecito. I had driven by, you have, driven by Vallecito a jillion times. And you look in there and you just say, well, boy, that's sure a quiet little, I wonder if anything goes on in there.
Yeah.
And you think that until, and I thought, boy, they just don't, it must be sleepy in there.
Right.
And so finally I got to writing this book, and I have some acquaintances that live in Vallecito, and I went in and talked with them. Amazing, the history of Vallecito.
Really?
Amazing.
What was the most amazing thing you found?
Well, probably the amount of gold that came out of that river. There's an underground river that the creek goes above ground in Vallecito, but it comes over and winds up in Altaville.
Okay.
All underground in that part, and it was loaded with gold. I mean, there were marble-sized pieces, side by side, that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
Gold sold in those days for $20 an ounce, if you can believe that.
No.
Well, it was government mandated, and at $20 an ounce, it takes a lot of $20 to make $1 million bucks.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And that was too bad, because if that were done today, I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of millions would have come out of there.
Gosh.
But they only took out 200-300 million out of there.
Oh my Lord.
And
Are we sure it's all gone?
No.
There's still some there.
No, there's gold all over this county. Gold everywhere.
Do you know where we can? Let's go
Do I know?
after the show. That's awesome.
There have been a lot of regulations put in this gold finding business.
They take the fun out of everything.
Yeah, they do. Well, anyway, let's see. Hathaway Pines, you know all about that. White Pines, they got that nice new logging museum. Oh, that's a jewel.
And White Pines, huh?
White Pines, yes, that's a real jewel. That little museum. It's open from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. In the busy season. In the winter, I think they close up pretty much all the time. And Big Tree State Park. Oh, there's a grand history of that park.
Oh, yeah.
You don't usually think of. Well, I come here to look at the trees, and that's the prime thing you want to do, because they're so beautiful. But there's tons of history in that place.
So you were saying that you didn't think you had that many facts in your head. You know all sorts of things. We have like 5 minutes left, so I want to get to this book too.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about this, the history of Angels Camp plus a walking tour.
All right. Angels Camp is double loaded with history.
Double loaded.
Double loaded. And it started the very day that Henry Angel and his brother walked into town. Of course, there was no town then. They settled the town and built a store there and serviced all the miners that were working there. When they rolled into town back in '48, there were maybe 40, 50, 60, 70 people mining already there.
Oh.
So they weren't the first people to walk into town, but they were the most responsible for setting up stuff that made a little village.
Okay.
Stores. That kind of thing. Yeah. And I was named after them, and unfortunately they didn't like mining. They didn't like panning too much.
Okay.
And so they got out of that business and moved on. And not much is known about them since that. But
Huh.
Yeah.
I
but
just assumed that they had spent their whole entire lives there, and no?
year and a half.
Really?
Yeah, maybe 2 years at the most. And then they went on, and they were heard of 20 years later, building a hotel in, now I got one of those,
Mind blanks.
one of these little, pardon me,
It's okay.
one of these little villages over here in this part of the county.
Okay.
No, I won't remember that because it's probably just a crossroads today.
Okay.
And let me get further on in Angels Camp. Oh, there's just so much history about the fire department. Back then, there was so little to do socially.
Mm-hmm.
The fire department was probably the big social basis core of Angels Camp and a lot of other villages too. But Angels Camp had a marvelous fire department, social life, and it was, you can see the list of.
You know what? As you were speaking, I flipped to this picture here. You
Whoa.
have a picture of a fire in action.
Yeah, there's 5 of them.
1938.
Yeah, that's the
Wow.
Calaveras Hotel.
Oh my Lord.
Olivia Rolari operated that extremely successfully. Had a marvelous reputation, and it burned up.
Oh.
She operated, I don't know, she operated it for about 20, 30 years, I think,
Yeah.
about that. And besides the fire department, there was never more than one cop in Angels Camp all this time until
Really?
maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Seriously?
Yeah. And it was a pretty small town, and there wasn't a lot of crime, but there was some crime. And like George Baratono, he was chief of police over there, and when the young boys would get in trouble, he'd take them home.
Oh.
Tell the parents.
Oh, I wish it sounds like Mayberry. I wish it was still like that. You know, we're almost out of time.
Uh-oh.
So this says and a walking tour. So should people pick this up, take a read, and then go on over to Angels Camp and check out the
right
sites?
here in the back of the book
Uh-huh.
is
Oh, nice. Perfect.
that has all the stops. You walk down this side of the block, and it tells you where to walk.
Oh, how nice. I am so glad that people like you do all the research. And people like me just have to pick up your book and read it. You did all the work, and we get to enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Tammy, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for being here. And I'd love to have you come back and tell me some more of your stories. You're fascinating.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on Tammy's Window on Calaveras.